G'day guys, welcome back to another video with Enno here from Fantasy Take TV. Haven't done one of these for a while it seems like, but I'll just do a sort of trades and update with my team, and then I'm actually going to do my fantasy team as well, what I'm thinking there, since going not too bad there. So yeah, obviously a bit of a ride it high while it's going alright, but it's going better than my SuperCoach team, so we'll discuss that at in the second half of the video. But before we get into it, just shout out to the Nugs going up 1-0 in the finals. So watched that today. Still surreal, really, to me. Like, I'm only a 10-year Denver Nuggets fan, and obviously have no affiliation to Denver or any part of the world. Never been there. Something I want to do probably in the next couple of years for sure. See the Joker in his prime and watch the team. I've been over to America, but unable to, they didn't link up in any away arenas at the time. But regardless of that, yeah, it's crazy and cool to see a franchise that has really not done anything in the NBA. Well, they haven't. They first time in the finals, first finals win, all that jazz, and just the players in the team that's doing it. It's so amazing to see, and I've watched it build over the last 5 or 6 years, especially obviously since Joker's career sort of kicked off. But yeah, long ways to go. Really good performance today. Sort of let up a bit in the fourth, but work was already sort of done in the first 3 quarters. So we'll see what happens on Monday. But in regards to my team, sitting 1300th as of right now. Moved up a fair bit last week, which was nice. But this is how we're sort of looking for this week. So yeah, we're all sort of waiting to see some teams, what was happening with some selections. So Cincotta getting named is really nice for a lot of people that held on to him. I've sort of just getting rid of some dead weight. So Cowan, his 200k has been sitting on my bench for a long time, so I'm taking an opportunity to get rid of that or get that out of him. Simpson as well, looks like he might be the sub, but he's sort of already killed himself with that 20 in his last game a couple of weeks ago. So his break-even's quite high. Well, it's already higher than his average. So look, he's not even in the 22. He might be sub, might drop some cash, and probably a trade for me next week anyway. So he can go. Unfortunately, hasn't made as much as we would have liked. And Seamus as well. Now just news today that he's out late with an illness. So kind of annoying, wanted his 20k this week and was probably going to trade him next week as part of my upgrades, but what that means is I'll just hold on to Atkins for one more week, as much as I really don't want to see him in my team. He will just be another body for me this week since Seamus can't be, so they were sort of both going to exit my team over the next week or two, but obviously I've just reversed the order now. Hold on to Atkins for one more week, maybe we can luckbot a bigger score, but Seamus I was already trading next week, and look, everyone might be different. You could probably hold him and play him next week, but next week's buy is really easy to handle. It's just the 2 teams, and a lot of people probably only have one primo, which is Stewart, out of those, so should be stocked up on premiums and probably don't need Seamus' score anyway, so kind of hurts. Misses about 20-30k from him, but it is what it is. And then I'm bringing in DC as my primo, so I'll get to the reasoning why in a minute, but what it does do, getting in a guy that's only 470k that has a chance to be a, probably not top 6 forward, but at this point in the year, he's an underpriced premium. He can, hopefully do 95 to 100 with that full-time ruck role, and obviously gives us some cover as well. So there's a few things going his way. Yes, he's just come off injury, but before that, start of the year, and I owned him last year for the back half. He was quite good in the games that he got given that 70-80% ruck time, which sort of flip-flopped last year in games, but it's clearly certain that they kind of wanted to get back to that. They started the year with that. It's been 2 weeks now, and he's already back up to it. So yes, he's underpriced, but I can't really for what I want to do next week, get in someone like a McRae. It also hurts the buy, so DC has a decent buy that I can get through, and it doesn't hurt me for round 15 as well, which pretty much the entire forward line has. And then Briggs is just one that is sort of a sideways here from Simpson, so someone who obviously Simpson only made, I think, 90k in the end, something like that. Get him up to Briggs, or get him across to Briggs, and then Briggs can make us about 150 to 200k depending how well he goes in the next 3 weeks. So he'll only score for us this week. He'll be on my bench for the next 2 after that, but hopefully gets up to about 450. That'd be really nice. But 400, 450, and then we can move him on to probably our last premium in that buy round for not much more. So that's the reasoning for him. It obviously does get me an extra decent score this week. Hopefully, in the ruck. against Rob should go decently, you would hope. And then obviously Ford is sort of a must-get rookie now at this stage for all of us. So you really got to be getting him. Could easily make a couple 100k for us in a short amount of time as well, which is nice. So hopefully he keeps his scoring up. How we look now because of that, as I said at the start, nice to see Chincotta back for us. Haven't really got any other luck with maybe like a Rouston sneaking in. Constable, people keep getting their hopes up for whatever reason. Don't bother with that, please. But we do have, kept 19. So, I did have that with Seamus, but obviously getting Atkins back into I had Atkins traded out initially, but getting him back in and trading Seamus instead, we still have 19. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 primos, 13 you sort of count Shees, plus you sort of Briggs and Humphrey. So a lot of people might have a couple more than me. So obviously Sicily out Hurts. I have Sinclair, Brayshaw, Rowan. Everyone sort of has Dunks and Goulden. So got a few out this week. Maybe some people have one less, maybe two. Who knows? But just want to sort of get through this week, get by. 19's obviously nice. Can kick off a dud score, which to be fair is probably Atkins anyway, so it doesn't matter. And then sort of really make my push in the next three after that is the way I'm hoping. So sort of just getting by this week. My big toss-up was really, do I get Briggs or not? So that was, I'm down to 10 trades now. Sort of mapped it out where I will have enough to get up to, or to finish my team, but probably with about 4 trades would be best case, depending on the primos I get, but more than likely 3. Depends really how much some of my rookies make, like your Briggs and Humphrey and all that. And that's obviously also keeping Day and Sheasel. So I've sort of maybe committed to that now that I have to do that, but we will assess them obviously in the next couple of weeks. So leaves me okay. As I said, hopefully just get by this week and make my push in the next the rest of the buy rounds after that, and hopefully get into the top 1,000. That's really just my goal this year. Obviously I would like a lot higher, but too many things have sort of gone wrong. I made a few bad calls, a couple of bad captaincy decisions, or quite a few actually. Just haven't really nailed as much as I would have liked this year, and then copped a few injuries, which look, most people have, but the Mills one really stunted me. Lost 50k on him straight up and got 4 points on field from him. So in upgrade season that really kills you, and that sort of put me back a bit, but that's sort of the way I'm looking. And then next week will probably be Weddle, who still has decent scores, but that 100 or 114 actually drops out of his cycle next week. Say he scores a 67 this week, his break even's up to 50 next week, which is still holdable, of course. I wouldn't begrudge anyone wanting to do that. Say they really need round 15 buy help, then you can do that, because me upgrading him to someone off buy, it's still not really improving my position for round 15. It's just sort of changing it over, but I will be getting a primo in. So my target is Sarong, Weddle, and Atkins will be the route to that, and then I'll have about enough to get myself a rookie like a Malikan, if he is the only one that's available, considering he is a little bit on the higher price side at 172. Sorry, so has only played the one game, did score an 87, which is nice. In the first game isn't as good, as you sort of only get the one price rise, but really I would just like him to stay in the team and play out the year. Like he's probably not going to be someone that I trade out as part of any of my last upgrades. Like he probably won't have made anywhere near enough to make it viable, but it's just sort of a 170k guy I can sit at D7 for the year, and as I said, hopefully stays in the team. So Rampy's coming back, Paddy McCartan's been put on the inactive list, and Tom McCartan's still TBC with his concussion issues as well. So if he can survive Rampy coming back in 1 to 2 weeks, obviously if I'm getting him next week I won't really know, that'd be great, and then he can sort of play out the year, and as I said, just be cover for me in the defence. Otherwise, I'd look at a Mullen, although he'll be on his bye and only played 2 games, and you won't really know if he's picked for his third, or we'll just have to see what pops up if any other options do. So to me, that's why I'm sort of planning to have enough in the bank to go for him. Otherwise, if not, look, worst comes to worst, I can go with cheaper premium, but it'll have to be, sort of 550-ish range, and then bring in someone like a 5 who can be good cover, for, good for the rest of the buys, and then also just probably keep him as cover as well. Sort of a mid forward swing option for us. He's only 240k, so that's the decisions. But obviously, if I get Fife, I'll have to get a much cheaper premium. I'm not sure who that would be at this stage. And really, problem is I really just need mids at this point. Still one forward spot to sort of get, so we can decide that. But they all have the round 15 buy, and they're all really expensive. So that's my SuperCoach team. That's sort of where I'm sitting. And then for captains, probably going either Walsh tonight, VC, into Dacos, or Dacos into Bond, which is what I've got right now. Sammy going to get a lot of mid responsibility tonight, but not, he's not gone really big in SuperCoach. Like, he's very solid, consistent, scorer, 110, 115, but don't see like a big score from him VC wise to take. He hasn't really got one of them in a while, so same could be said for Nick. Really, he's very consistent, and he's just 110s, 120s. When you really do want, obviously a decently big score for VC. So, there's a lot of good options. You could look at one of the Port mids, Rosie or Butters against Hawthorn. Obviously, Nick, we spoke about. Bond against the Dogs does really appeal. Against the Dogs. Against the Cats without much of a midfield. So, if you would like the VC on him, that would be better. But then you've got to have someone to trust, as you see after Bont plays, of course, which I guess, right now, who could doubt Timmy, I guess, at the moment in the form that he's in. Or someone like a Dawson or Laird against the Suns up in Darwin. So, yeah, it depends how much you really want to get Bont, because if Nick gets a nice little 120, you'll probably take it, and then Bont has the capability of going really, really big. So, depends how much you like Bont, I guess, whether you have him as the C or the VC this week. Let's quickly get to my fantasy team just to finish off the video, so we can get this up in time before the game. Sort of had a good, really couple of last weeks, I think. So I was, let's say around 9, I was about 3,000, plodding along, doing my trades, and then logging out, as I sort of do in the other formats. Don't really think about them as much. You've got Mills in this as well, so I could be going even better. Holding Ashley's been one of my better sort of decisions in this format. This week I think I VC'd Tim's and I wanted to take it, so I took Chincotta's score off the bench, which wasn't the best, but sort of started Brayshaw, which has turned out better than it sort of started. Round 10 had 120th round rank, with some decent scores from some mids. Ashley just was really, really good this period. Seed Timmy again. He's been a pretty automatic captain in this format for sure all year. So moved up to 1.5. Then last week had a 37 round rank, which put me in, halved my rank again, or thirded it actually, into the top sort of 600. Sicily really good again. VC'd Errol for whatever reason and put the C on Tom Green. So, could have got some extra points there if I just stuck to Timmy, as I probably should have. Was able to loop Johnson, all that sort of thing. And then Jaden Hunt came out with a 120, which was really nice. And then Ashley sort of finally regressed. But what I'm thinking this week is I've sort of got, all the guys I want to keep on my bench here. Sinclair, I had a bit of thinking about trading him. He hasn't been the greatest scorer in this, but trading out your premiums at this time is probably a little bit silly, and then especially in fantasy, I'll probably have the luxury of just swapping him if I wanted to post buys, but we'll keep him for now as some sort of buy help through the next few rounds. Ashcroft's really, it was really between him and Sinclair's to who I wanted to trade out this week, and I haven't eventually decided. I think it will be Ashcroft. He's done well. He does have a few okay games coming up, some more Gabba ones, but he's done his job, so I will trade him out. And then the last one is I was going to be Wilmot, but obviously now that Seamus is out, it's probably going to be him. So this website really does my head in. I will not lie to you with how glitchy it is in the interface. It really does put me off making my trade sometimes, or even getting on it. But Stewart's one I just really need to get in. Simple as that, really. I think it's glitched again, so we'll just go back and do this. But yeah, going to be really good buy help. Someone that can, play in all the difficult buys and just, he's very fairly priced in this format. He's not the greatest fantasy scorer in the world. Like, there are maybe some other options that take a few more cheap marks and kicks and whatnot. Like, he's really, really good for SuperCoach, as we know. But, just going to go for Stewart. And then I believe what I was going to do is grab... as funny as it sounds, I accidentally traded Chincotta out in this, but he's sort of probably risen too much. Annoying. Wish I held him in this, but you can't be too upset with that, as you probably shouldn't be in SuperCoach either if you did trade him out there. So what have I got left here? Like, I sort of need to get a rookie of some sort in. So I think I might actually do, for whatever reason, you can only do 2 trades at a time out of your 3. I was looking at just either getting McAndrew here, getting Samson's money out of him, or just honestly getting a DPP ruck that's just the cheapest one. Like, doesn't really matter at this point. You could just grab like a Madden or whatever. Must select empty. I tell you what, fantasy really does my head in how bad this website is, and I probably could be doing it wrong, but seriously, does my absolute head in. So I'll move Chester down there, I think, because I need to get Stu. Defender, please, and then ruck. We'll just get, as I said, I don't know, Nick Madam, whatever, and we'll make those. So it's sort of a little bit of a sideways, get myself 200k in the bank, and then what I do, I'm going to stay there, is put that onto, I think I was going to go Wilmot's Head, wasn't I? I can't even remember now at this point. No, Seamus, sorry. Seamus says he's not playing anymore, unfortunately. And then probably just keep Wilmot now and just play him for after the buys, if possible. Seamus, and then get in, I was also going to get in DC in this format. So move Shees back. Grab Cameron as a forward, Darcy Cameron. And then I have about 35k left over, so I apologise. Probably should have done the trades off camera, but that's what we're looking like for this round. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just make it, again, you got to sort it out yourself. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So it's not really looking good anymore now with Seamus out, only just scraping 18. I'm trading out a play in Samson to a non-player in Madden. So part of me thinks, should I find a way to, get one a rookie like a Wardlaw or something, just as an extra player. And it is an option, of course. But then I would obviously have to rejig a few things, and maybe can't get 2 premiums in like Stewart and Cameron. I probably have to get just Stewart, and then get, like a Wardlaw and a Humphrey. So I might have to rethink that now that I look at it and see it with Seamus out, like Angwin and JVR aren't going to be much reliable. But at the same time, maybe I just get through this buy round and then have, Sink, Sis, Brayshaw, Johnson, Dunks and Goulden all to come through the rest of the buys and make some more moves there. But let me know what you think with fantasy. I'm not the greatest at this game, but obviously, a lot of things carry over from game to game, but that's how I'm looking. That's how SuperCoach is. Let me know what you're thinking, and I'll catch you on the next video, guys. So have a good one. Good luck for the round. Cheers.